G'day and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a brand new portable power system that's on the market. Oscal. This is the Powermax 6000. Now I've never heard of this brand before, but I have dealt with other brands before, Blue Eddy being one of them. This thing's new on the market. This thing is massive and I'm really hoping we're going to give it some really big tests today. We're going to run our entire workshop and see if we can run our workshop off grid just using the Oscal Powermax 6000. Let's go over some little bits and pieces. This thing has 3,600 watt hours. That's a 3.6 kilowatt power system right here. That's pretty incredible. Some of the house batteries are 5 kilowatts. It's only just off that. Now what you can do with this apparently is you can buy other power systems, 3.6 kilowatts, and just keep plugging them all together. Plugging them all together to create over 57,000 watt hours. So that's a 57 kilowatt system. That's insane. But obviously you're gonna have to keep buying different modules to plug it all in. I don't know how that works. We can't look at that, we can't review that, but maybe they'll be kind enough to send us another one so we can really run off grid. Now, how are we going to run off grid? Well, this shed has a redundant solar system on it. It's been disconnected from the house. The inverter blew up, but the solar system is still making power going nowhere. What a waste. The cool thing is we can plug into this straight off that solar system on the roof and charge this so that our shed will be off grid. On top of that, if there's a blackout and we are running off power, this thing will act as a UPS system. Uninterrupted power supply. I've never had a portable power system in this shed that's been able to do it, as well as our bench grinder. We haven't been able to run that before, as well as some of the other equipment in the shed. This thing, hopefully, will put all that to shame. It has 14 different outlets, including AC and DC. So not only can you charge it via solar, which is going to be the ideal way of getting free power into our system, but you can plug into the wall, charge this up. On top of that, you can also charge from your vehicle. So you can plug it in as you're traveling, it can charge off your alternator. So it has a really, really cool system in charging and running. It has overcharge protection in it, so that if it puts too much power in, it should shut down and protect the whole unit. Some of the other systems I've used have not had that, and I've destroyed and blown up brand new systems that I've tested before. A full overload voltage and amperage protection built into it so that it won't happen. That's pretty cool and very important, especially if you're about to go and spend over $3,000 on one of these things. Now, having said that, the price of this thing, like I said, around $3,000, but this is a bargain. This is the cheapest massive power system on the market right now. I've not seen anything as cheap as this with the same output as what they're claiming. Righto, well, let's get straight into the testing and see how this thing performs. Really big display right here. Right now with nothing on it, it's going to tell us it's running at 99 days. So I'm assuming that means if this just sits here with no load on it, this should be good for 100 days. With a little light here. The light is not super bright, which is perfect. Righto, what have we got in the box here? Now this was packaged up really, really nicely, I have to say. Really good solid packaging, good box, lots of protection. It did take quite a long time to get here. As I was doing the tracking on this thing, it kept on getting stopped at every different depot because it was classed as a dangerous goods. So you would see on the tracking, it would stop at a depot and sit there for nearly 3, sometimes 4 days before it got released to go to the next depot. I guess that's because the battery in it is lithium and it's a big size battery. User manual, which is very handy. After sales service, it has Bluetooth, which we'll have a look at a bit later on. Car charging, like I said, our solar charging, which is really important, as well as charging off 240 volt. The plug also comes with that. Now the first thing you need to do is pull it out of the box and charge it up to 100%, because out of the box I think it was only at, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30%, so it has a little bit of charge. Let's plug it straight into the bench grinder, because I know that was going to be a tough thing to run. Now like I said, this thing, it's not a light unit, which I guess is evidence that they're not mucking around. They've put a decent sized battery in here, decent electronics, decent protection mode, MPPT controller, battery management system, Everything is packed into this unit. Be very careful when you're moving this around. The great thing is, as you see in a second, we are on wheels, so we can move it around. And on top of that, nice big bump stops there so it can sit up in different positions. And a handle. Anyway, let's get this off the bench. Now I'm going to be a little bit rough with this thing because they actually say that it has a vertical drop proof of up to, I think, 800 mil. Lifting it on and off stuff, if you be careful and you're worried that you're going to hurt yourself, just drop it. They say that it can handle it. Plug it in. AC's on. Let's give it a crack. That's awesome. Right, that was pretty impressive. You could see that it pulled 3,200 watts on startup. That's why I've never been able to run any other portable power system with my bench grinder. It is a decent sized grinder and it does a really good job. But straight away it dropped back down to 180 watts on normal running. I really like this handle setup. Righto, the Hoist. Now let's see if we can lift up a 40 series Land Cruiser troop carrier. Negative. Unfortunately, we can't lift a decent Land Cruiser. I knew that this hoist pulled a lot of power. It's saying that it's pulling 7,100 watts to try to get this up. But 6,000 watts max, as we said, and it's just not going to do it. So we obviously need a bigger power system to try to get this hoist up. That blows my mind. I had no idea that the hoist wasn't able to do it. Righto, so we couldn't run a hoist, as you saw. It tripped out, went into protection mode. So that's a good thing. It shows that if you try to overload the system, it's just going to say, no, that's not ideal. Righto, drill press. No worries with the drill press. Easy done. Righto, ultimate test time. What about welding? Can I weld from my Powermax 6000 through my little Power MIG by Lincoln? Now, the beauty is, like I said before, 15 amp plug, so there's no issue, it'll plug straight in. Slow that down a little bit more. Mate, that is magic. I have just welded with a battery. That means, mate, if we've got no power and we need to weld something up on a remote spot, on a farm, anything like that, Powermax 6000 is going to do it. This is epic. Righto, now for the ultimate test. This is the thing I'm most excited about. Hopefully we can pull this off, because if we can, that means that when we go off grid, we can run everything in the van. Now this van is a off-grid van already, has a really good battery system in it. It'll run for days. I can run the fridge, lighting, not a problem in the world. It has a diesel heater so we can keep warm. Excellent. What I can't run is the air conditioner. I know that you guys are right now saying, oh, that's glamping. You guys have sold out. Yeah, okay, I have. That's where some people are at. And if this is what you've got, you'll be most interested in whether you can run all your systems off the Powermax 6000. We do have circuit breakers on here, but what we will do in the future very soon, once they're available, once they're a little bit easier to get, are VCDs. Now, that's a whole new system. It protects caravans that aren't earthed out because there's no earthage leak protection here. So yes, this is not ideal, but it will be when we upgrade our whole circuit breaking system. And you can get other ways around it, but the RVCD will be the way to go in the future. And I think it's going to become a standard for caravans moving forward, which would be pretty cool. Righto, here we go. Let's see what happens. It's turned on. That's beautiful. And it's running. How cool is that? So, that is just showing us that the Oscal Powermax 6000 will run this van completely off grid. Means everything in the van will run. So that's pretty impressive. We need to test out the microwave as well. We know the fridge won't be an issue because, well, it runs off 12 volts. Righto, that's pretty exciting. The one thing I wanted to see if it was capable of doing, it has done. That's achieved it. Now the cool thing is we can wheel this, tuck this up under the van. They do say that it's shockproof, dustproof, and splash-proof. So obviously it's not going to take a torrential downpour, but if you tuck it up under the van, that's going to protect it from pretty much all the elements. A little bit of water says it can handle. I would push it right up under and try to put a little tarp or something like that over it to protect it, but that could also slow down the airflow and keeping it cool. So just be aware, if it is raining, I don't think I'd keep it outside. What an absolute unit. Oscal Powermax 6000. Now, you've seen that it can do all this cool stuff on AC, but let's look at like your practical everyday stuff. This is going to be in the shed. This is going to be a workshop power system to run everything except the hoist, obviously. But we can run all our lighting. We can run all our power tools, welding, pretty much everything that most people have in their shops. As long as you don't have a hoist, you'll be able to run off this system. And if you've got solar, you can plug it in and keep it fully charged and be basically off grid, saving yourself money. Now, I know that this thing isn't cheap, but in the long run, it's gonna save you money in your workshop. You can set all your lighting up, run your lights off it, run your power tools off it, do what you need to do without having that extra cost of a power bill. Righto, let's run multiple items off this. Laptop, AC power. Righto, let's go some DC products as well. So let's plug in USB-C, GoPro, drone batteries, USB-C as well, UHF radio, this socket here. We'll plug in some lighting. Now we're gonna face the lighting away from the camera, otherwise all you guys are gonna get is big bright white. Woo! Righto, so we've only got about 116 watts being pulled from this. We've got a whole stack of things plugged in. All ports are turned on, multiple things going on, and we've still got nearly a day's worth of running on just all of these things plugged in and pumping out. So what an impressive little unit. Now, as I said, 14 outlets, which includes AC, DC, and a separate setup for your USB. 4 Australian standard outlets for all your AC appliances. And as you've seen already, mate, they are 15 amp plugs, so we can plug in welders, caravans, anything that has a bigger draw on it. Everything's got nice little covers on it. Now on the rear here, you've got the option of fast charging and slow charging. Why would you want to do anything like slow charging? Now if you put it into slow charging, it means it's going to last longer. Just bring those batteries up at a slower pace, more controlled, and the whole system will last a heck of a lot longer than if you leave it in fast charge all the time. So I'm going to flick that down to slow charge now. You've also got all your inputs at the rear here, as well as on the side here, more covers. You've got your 2 inputs for your additional systems so that you can, like I said, you can bring this up to 57 kilowatts. That is insane. Just blows my mind. But anyway, all that is achievable. How achievable? I don't know. I haven't been able to test any of that. And shock proof, dust proof, splash proof. To be honest, all these are pretty exposed. I wouldn't be testing the splash proof. What that means, I don't really know because it's not an IP rating. But if it's starting to rain, get it out of the rain. Don't go splashing a bucket of water over it. I guess what that means is if it gets a little bit of dampness on it, it'll be okay. So store it up under the Caravan if you're using it in off-grid areas. And when you've got it packed away, they give you this nice little cover just to keep all, everything clean and dust off it. You've got heaps of cooling vents. When we were trying to run it at full load, I actually heard a fan kick in. It had a little symbol on the front there. See the fan running? What a cracker unit. Righto, this thing has 3,500 life cycles. That's gonna see me out because what does that mean? It means that this can be discharged and recharged 3,500 times. Righto, so what that's saying is 3,500 cycles. If you flatten this thing every single day and then recharge it again every single day, you are gonna get over 9 years worth of charging out of this thing. I can't see you running this flat and charging it every single day, but if you do, 9 years. That's pretty impressive. That's incredibly impressive. Anyway, the battery management system in this and the inverter, everything is just really, really well put together and runs perfectly. Well, in all of my testing so far. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks worth of testing, no issues at all.